um, turn it over to Gina Flower. Gina's going to talk to us about fundraising. And I'm super excited to have you get her information. She has had huge success with fundraising over the years. And I know that she has some great information to share with you. So take it over, Gina.
So guys, back when I started in Tupperware like 24 years ago, I can remember learning that there was such a thing as a fundraiser. In fact, Pam was doing one for her, for Ashley's cheerleading group. And I remember saying to her, I want to be the fundraising queen. And she kind of laughed at me like, yeah, okay, all right, go out and do it. But there was something about fundraising, honestly, I think it's in my DNA. I can't help it. I just love fundraising. So I'm just going to share with you, because I think there are people that come into the business and they hear that we have a fundraiser, but they don't know a whole lot about it. And I think I just want to plant the seed with you that this is the month that you should be thinking about fundraising. You should think about it all year long, but this is the month that could be really beneficial for you because you're trying to break your record. And this is what can be the supplemental income that you need with your sales. So why do we even talk about fundraising? I think right now, obviously it's incremental sales, but we also have to think about the fact that when we're reaching so many people in a fundraiser, we're building new party chains and new customers. Things are a little bit different now because we're doing everything virtually. So when you're doing everything virtually, that even means your fundraisers could be done virtually. Let's talk about what fundraisers have looked like in the past and what they look like now. So in the past, you would drive down the road and on the corner, you would see kids holding up a sign that they had a car wash going on, right? Well, so in 2020, were there any car washes? Nope. And then you would see on the church, outside the church, you would see on their big sign, they have a spaghetti fundraiser. So in 2020, were there any spaghetti fundraisers? Nope. And bake sales and pierogi sales and whatever else. Guys, all the fundraisers that companies, organizations, groups, churches, nonprofits, everything that they did prior to 2020 looks way, way different this year, and maybe even into next year. One of the biggest things that COVID did is that it restricted people's ability to fundraise the way that they were used to. And so, it did that, and it also restricted people's incomes. And a lot of people have been affected, right? So their income is less. So if you have less income, and you want to support a cause, so the marching bands are still going on in a lot of the schools, and they still need to raise money for their new uniforms. Or there's, the PTA is still trying to raise money for the school for everything that they have going on. Like, there are still all these needs. But now they have to look a little differently at how they did it because people have limited income. And so even though they want to support their kids' marching band or they want to support their school through the PTO, do they want to spend their money on a consumable? Like, do they want to spend their money on a frozen pizza or a cookie dough? Probably not. If they're going to spend money and they're going to support a cause that's really important, do they not want to maybe buy something that's going to last a lifetime? So guys, we have this opportunity right now that is even better than it's ever been because we have a product that we can offer, a name brand product. We've been around over 70 years. And now if they want to support whatever their cause is, and there are a lot of them, let me tell you, you all know people that are hurting. It could be a health issue in a family. It could be a sporting group. It could be, again, like I said, something through the schools. The churches, they haven't had gatherings, let alone fundraisers. There are so many opportunities out there. And so that right now, we should be taking advantage of that because we have something to offer to them that not only is a product that lasts a lifetime, but it's a 40% profit on our fundraiser line. So if you're not familiar with our fundraiser, guys, you need to get online and take a look at it. You can go on to the my.tupperware.com. website and click on Salesforce website and just type in the search fundraiser and all the information on the fundraiser. And some of it has not been changed to reflect where we are today in 2020, but you can still use it and people still need it, okay? So how much does the organization get? They get 40% profit. However, I'm going to tell you, in all the years that I've been doing fundraisers, I never limit myself to just one fundraiser. I don't limit myself or the organization to just our 40% fundraiser, because it's limited to 22 products right now, and they're great products. I love our current fundraiser flyer. However, there are some groups that are going to say, you know, can we offer more than that? So guys, this is your business, right? We always hear, this is your business to do what you want within the guidelines of Tupperware. Well, you have 25% commission coming to you on everything that you sell. If you really, really want to offer the full catalog to somebody as a fundraiser, you then take a portion of your 25% and give that to the organization. So you can do that. I would never suggest combining both. That's too crazy. That's too chaotic. It's too confusing. It needs to be one or the other. And honestly, we have a 22 item fundraiser with 40% profit that is a strong fundraiser. I would use that first. And here's the thing. Organizations have not been doing fundraisers this whole entire year. Most of them have not. The nonprofits have had to find ways to get around how COVID has affected them. And a lot of their events have gone virtual, and that's a whole other issue. But what we have is a 40% profit to offer to these organizations, and we should be taking advantage of that. So if the organization or the group sells $1,000 of product, I just want you to understand how that works for you. So they buy $1,000 worth of product, okay? This is just an example. They're making $400 profit. $400, that's huge, number one. Number two, the other 60% is what you're getting your 25% commission on. So that's also what you're getting sales credit for. So if they're buying $1,000, your sales credit will be $600, your commission will be off that $600, and they're getting $400. And they're going to love you for giving them a check for $400. I guarantee you. So that's how the profit works. So, you know, we can go into like, who are all the groups that need fundraisers? But again, you know, all those fundraisers I mentioned in the beginning, none of those happened. They couldn't, but the need is still there. The need is still there for the funds. So you can come right in and be that solution, be that fundraising solution, and take advantage of being able to help them in their time of need. And I guarantee you that if you go in and get a fundraiser this year and help them raise money, they will not forget you, and they will want to do that again with you. So let's talk about, where do you find people right now to do the fundraisers? Okay, pretty much anywhere. But okay, schools, some are in session, some aren't, but they still have needs. And honestly, you guys, they were doing, a lot of the schools do the book fair to raise money. They're not doing the book fair. So they're not making money through that. They're not doing their standard, not all schools. So this is not across the board, but a lot of the schools are not doing the fundraisers like they've done in the past. You really have an opportunity to offer something to them now. Daycares, the ones that are getting back together, you know, if they're starting to offer daycare services, they've always needed fundraisers. Churches, I'm telling you, the churches are in dire need right now because their people have not been sitting in the pews, right? So their weekly collections have not been happening. Their spaghetti dinners haven't been happening. Their bingos haven't been happening. All this year, they're in a deficit. So churches need our fundraisers. Non-school clubs, you know, any groups that are meeting virtually still have a need, even though they're only meeting virtually. So you need to think about, who are those groups? Some of the sporting teams are slowly getting back. Now's the time to reach out to them, because as they're trying to get back to a sense of normalcy and as they're getting back together, that's when you want to reach out and offer that fundraiser to them. And then, like I said, individuals, people who are just right now in need, whether it's a medical expense or otherwise. So where are you meeting these people? Because now you're not out physically doing the parties. Well, you're doing the parties virtually. So I'm going to tell you, if, you know, when you post on Facebook, in your Facebook party, all of your posts, one of your posts has to be about fundraisers. It has to be. We have to be talking about fundraisers the same way we're talking about recruiting, the same way we're talking about dating. It needs to be a part of what you're offering all the time. So you want to make sure that you have a meme for that. I put on my order forms, one of the last questions on my order form is, who do you know that could use a 40% profit fundraiser? And I ask them for referrals. Referrals are a key to this. And I put on there that if the person or the group that they refer to me actually books a fundraiser, there's a referral gift for them. And I make sure that it's a nice gift. $25 grab bag or whatever. You guys come up with how you want to do that, how you want to build your business. But referrals are a key. If you're going live in your parties and you're talking about how long you've been in the business, you need to be talking about fundraisers too. But that's a part, because people don't think about Tupperware as a fundraising company. They think about Tupperware as a party company. So you really need to be talking about it, especially now. One of the other things that I like to do is offer, so when I do my bingo parties, I do a bingo party that is nominate a senior was one I did, nominate a healthcare worker, nominate a teacher. And when people are buying bingo cards, they nominate someone, and that person that they nominate gets a free bingo card. And then if they win, if the person who nominated them wins, they get to donate what they won to the person they nominated. The reason that I like doing that is because you're drawing more people into bingo, but you're also putting a cause to it, and you're letting somebody else help someone else. When you're asking them to nominate, you're asking them to think about somebody else in need. And people like to do that. You know, that's one thing that hasn't changed during COVID, is that we still want to help others. Maybe it looks a little bit different, but we still want to make a difference, and we still want to have a cause that we can get behind. And let's see, so you mention it at every party. I put it on my door prize. And let's see what else I have on here real quick. I was trying to stay within our 10 minutes that I was given. Oh, you definitely want to start calling some. So what I do is I actually say that, you know, I specialize in fundraising, which I do, so I'm not lying. But before I did, when I first started doing this, I really wasn't specializing yet. I wanted to, but I said that I was. And so I actually had a different set of business cards made up and a different stamper, and I actually had a different name tag that was about fundraising, so that when I was in front of people, when I was working a show, if those were the leads that I was trying to get, I wanted to reflect that. I wanted my whole picture, my whole branding to be fundraising. If you look at the on my car, the sticker on my car actually says fundraising. Everything I do is about fundraising. But you have to start somewhere. So when you call an organization, maybe tell them that you specialize in fundraising, or you're, you know, I don't know. That's what I do. You don't have to do that. But when you make the phone call, one of the things you want to do is make sure that you keep it short and sweet, but very professional and very concise. And what you want to do is make sure that you're highlighting the things that are going to really stick out to them, like it's 40% profit. It's really easy to do. Like, you do all the work. They really don't have to. All they're doing is collecting the orders. They get their profit immediately. I mean, they're going to get their 40% profit right away. It's a product that has been around over 70 years. It's a name brand product. I always say that almost every single one of our products is guaranteed with a lifetime guarantee, backed by that. Because you know what, when it's a consumable, you put the money into the pizza or the cookie dough or whatever, or the candles, and it's gone. This is something that they can then use and pass on to somebody else even, and that money that they invested into the fundraiser was a win-win, because not only did they invest in the fundraiser, but they also got a great product that's going to last a lifetime. So I also highlight that. Guys, that's just the tip of the iceberg. I think if we can have a face-to-face meeting with somebody, that's the best way to look the part and to go in and to talk to them. When I do have face-to-face appointments, when the new fundraiser flyer came out, I bought one of everything because I want a display that I can give to them. If you're doing a fundraiser at a dance club or a cheerleading organization, or, you know, we've done them at Weight Watchers and their facilities, you know, places where there are a lot of women. And again, it's a little bit different now with COVID, but as we start to reopen, you want to think about these things. Do you want to have a table out with a nice display of what these fundraising products are? That's a great way to be able to, or if you're just, you know, if you're opening up a conversation with the committee, when you go into the committee, take some of these, you know, or the PTA group, take some of these products so they can see it. So if you can do a face-to-face appointment, obviously you want to do that. But if not, you want to do a phone call. And then I always, I have notes of the questions that I want to ask. And I always, at the end of the conversation that I have or the meeting that I have, is follow up with an email that then goes ahead and recaps everything so that I know that we're both on the same page. Because what you don't want to do is leave a meeting where they're all excited because they thought you said a 50% profit when you said 40% profit or whatever. So you always want to recap, send that to them in an email, thank them for the appointment. Honestly, guys, whether it's a Zoom appointment, a phone call, or face-to-face, when you thank them, that's another professional touch. They know that you're just not the local Tupperware lady. You really are about building business in the community. You really want to do good in the community, and that's really what fundraising is all about. So that's it in a nutshell. I just touched on it for you. I hope that was okay.
Woohoo! That was awesome. Yay. All right. Thank you so much. That was awesome, Gina. Appreciate it so much. All right. And let's go back to our screens real quick. And I just want to tell you that we are moving on to our close real quickly.